Welcome, welcome, welcome back. You know, since 2013, the Bronx Book Fair has been the primary spot for all kinds of diverse literary programs. And here with us today, we have Radhiyah. She's wondering if I'm going to say her name right. She's looking at me right now. Radhiyah Ayobami. How you doing? And she's from Brooklyn, Brooklyn-born writer and poet. She will provide literary speed coaching at this year's book fair. We welcome to the show, Radhiyah.
Good morning.
Literary speed.
Yes.
Talk about it.
So basically, if you have something that you're working on, you come to me. We have about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'll look over your work, and I'll tell you.
That's fast.
Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah.
I learned how to do that in grad school,
Yeah.
so yeah.
What's the procedure?
The procedure is you bring your work, I'll look it over, and I'll talk with you about it. I'll tell you what kind of impression I get. I'll ask you what you want to convey and how I can help you. Yeah. So.
And this is all trying to put together a book and publish a book.
Yes, that's the goal, is to publish a book. But really what I like to make sure of is that authors are saying what they want to say. Because sometimes, you know, in our head, it doesn't come out that way on the paper.
Or you don't know how to present it the right way, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
A lot of people are self-conscious about writing. You know, they think about it as an academic thing, like this is something I do in school. And so when you're developing your own voice, sometimes it takes a little time to
It takes time.
trust.
It took me 3 years to write my first book. You know, 7 Ways to Make the Grade took 3 years to write because I was never really satisfied with it, and I didn't want to put out anything under my name that was like off center.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
and that's what you're trying to help people to do.
Yes.
Yeah, get it right. Let's get to the point.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So tell us about the book fair.
Oh, the book fair? Well, I mean, the purpose of it is really to bring or emphasize creativity and commerce in the Bronx. And so a lot of people think like, okay, it's something literary, maybe Union Square, maybe 14th Street, maybe downtown Brooklyn, Barnes and Nobles. But this is at the Bronx Library Center, which is actually the largest library center in the Bronx. And it's good just to bring authors and workshops and a lot of other things that sometimes we don't have in our neighborhoods.
Right. And this is not your first year.
This is my second year.
Second year.
Yeah, I really wanted to come back, so I'm glad they invited me.
And so tell us about your involvement this year.
Well, this year I'll do the literary speed coaching, and then there's an event called Sister Magic that starts at 4:45.
Sister Magic.
Sister
And you're doing
Magic.
that also?
I will be moderating, so I'm not one of the poets, but I will be moderating, and I have a couple of minutes to read a
What's
piece
that
or
event
so.
all about?
Well, basically, that's about magic, like, just like you sang it, magic from sisters. So it's all about the different ways that we survive in society, you know, because everybody has a different approach to life. So some are magic, some are very linear, some pull on their ancestors, like whatever it is you do to survive.
Yeah, and who's going to be on that panel?
Okay. I don't have my notes in front of me.
That's all right. There's going to be some wonderful people
Janelle
speaking.
Cloyd is going to be on that panel. Lorraine Curley is the executive director. I don't remember if she's on that panel or not. That's the only 2 people I can think of in my mind right now.
Yeah.
Who's
So
on
you're
that panel.
helping beginning writers, beginners, advanced,
Everybody.
people from all walks of life.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody needs an ear.
Yeah.
Everybody needs, you know, I'm working on this. What do you think?
And everybody has a book. Everybody has a book in them, or 2 or 3 or 4.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I have a couple in me.
I know what your next one will be. Want me to tell you?
Tell me.
It's all about doing the speed coaching thing.
It could be.
It's a just educated guess. You know, so, yeah, because you're going to be teaching it for a while, right?
I enjoy doing it, so,
Yeah.
you know, I'm open.
Might as well put the pen to the paper.
I love working with community folks.
Yeah. All right, so what's next after this?
Well, what's next after this is working on my own project. So doing workshops, doing readings, just being in the community any way I can. The way I came to writing is through my grandmother, who she was not very literary. She didn't finish high school. So my folks are sharecroppers, but she was a storyteller. And so my
there
first
you go.
stories were her
Yes.
stories that I wrote down.
Yeah.
And so like I love it when I can sit with folks and they say, oh, you know, I'm not literary, but this is my mother's story. This is my grandmother's story. This is what I wrote when I was working in the factory or the supermarket, or like to me, that's where the real stories come from.
Oh, don't you love it? I mean, you
love
can
it.
sit, if you have folks down south, yeah, you can sit on the porch with them or wherever and just let them just go because
Yeah.
they have a story to tell. And sometimes we don't have too many people to talk to.
Right.
what if you push a recording button and just let that thing roll, transcribe it later on?
Sometimes I think about that, but sometimes that interrupts the energy too.
Yeah, just
So I
let
just
but
like
it's
to
over there.
listen.
Put that over there. You know, everybody has a cell phone. Hey, my cell phone is on the table. Hit that record button inside of the cell
might.
phone. Yeah, let
Yeah.
that thing roll. Tell me about that donkey that kicked Miss Ann in the tail, because she was trying to get it to do, whatever. And they'll go, oh yeah, well, that old donkey was something else, and da-da-da, and they'll just go off.
Yes, they do. And I love it because
Yeah.
for a lot of those folks, storytelling and writing is the only way that they can speak without being interrupted. A lot of those people are not listened to. You know, they go to give their opinion and no one pays attention to them. But if I'm writing, that's my story.
Yeah.
You can't interrupt me when I'm writing.
That's right.
You can't interrupt me when I'm storytelling. I'm telling you something here. And so, like,
Yeah.
your voices deserve to be heard.
And like Jesus, he told a lot of parables were involved in that. Yeah.
Oh, Southern people love parables.
Uh-huh.
They love them.
See, you should get that recorder. Go down south. I know you got some folks down there. Hit that record button.
I do. I
Come
might.
back. You'll be back on the set right here with your next book.
I'm going to tell them that you said to do it.
Yeah, why not?
It's
Why
not me.
Tales from the South. Well, I don't know. I just came up with that. It just flowed like that. That could
love
be the
it.
next title. Right?
Yeah.
Tales from the South. South Bronx, South this, South that.
Yes. Like wherever you are, that's
Yeah.
your story.
That's your story. All right, so what's the date again?
The date is May 4th. It's at the Bronx Library Center. It's from about 10 to about 6. I will be doing the literary speed coaching from 12 to 1:30. And then the panel that I'm on is from 4:45 to about 5:30. But there's so many workshops. There's so many readings. There's so many events. It's great for children. We want to get them started early, just loving literature. I'm an educator. And I see like around 5th, 6th grade, they stop reading. So we really want to get them interested in like books and workshops and writing at an early age.
Yeah, yeah. What should parents do as far as backing the children and helping to keep them in the books?
I think it really helps to have a culture of reading at home. So like as an educator, I can bring children, books at school, but if you're not reading at home and it's not something you see your parents doing, it's probably something that you will associate with school and not for yourself. Like I'm reading this book because I have to, not because I want to or because I enjoy it. So we just want kids to enjoy it.
Right. What about audiobooks?
Audiobooks, I think it's all good. I've
wanna
never
read, though,
listened
right?
to it. I've never listened to one, but I think it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever brings the story to you.
Where can we find out more about what you're doing and where you're going?
Well, I'm working on a book. It is not released yet, but I'm on Facebook under my name, Radhiyah Ayobami, and I'm also on Instagram where I post occasionally. So when I finish up with my book, hopefully I would like to have an Amazon ebook out by the time the book fair comes.
There you go. Radhiyah Ayobami. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Writer, poet, and consultant at the Bronx Book Fair. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Guess what's coming up next? Happy to have him on our show. We're going to take a quick break, but then we'll come back with the Bobby C. He has a sports roundup. Kick off your shoes, relax your feet, and get ready for this. Bobby C. is next.
Thank you.